Well, here's the reporters that are covering it here at the exchange, up at the NASDAQ, over at the NYMEX, along with our special guests. We begin, though, with our eye on the floor, Bob Pisani.
Dylan, let's get more now on what's behind the sell-off today. I'm joined now by Noel Lamb. He's Chief Investment Officer at the Russell Investment Group, along with Drew Kanaly, Chairman of the Kanaly Trust Company. Nice to have you both with us, gentlemen. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Maria.
So today, one of the key reasons traders are telling us this market is selling off are these pre-announcements and the contents of the conversations from D.R. Horton, Sears, really the retail sector under pressure. How worried are you about a slowing economy hitting profits for corporate America? Drew?
Well, what you're looking at here is if you look back, we've had, 4 straight quarters of double-digit negatives in residential housing numbers tied to GDP. So what's your expectation going forward? Well, Home Depots and some of the retailers, they're going to be experiencing the same type of downturn.
Do you worry that this is going to cut into profits in general, and that is going to make this market look expensive, and then we'll see further selling?
For some sectors, it's definitely going to have an impact. When you look at housing. But for other sectors, everything's perfectly intact, profitability is intact. And if we add share buybacks to that, earnings are going to be in good shape.
So do you think this is a buying opportunity then? What would you be doing in this market?
Well, what we'd be doing is connecting these dots, keep looking at emerging markets as they connect to larger global markets, and then connect to ours. So your experiences in a Tiffany and a Boeing, in sectors like that, are still going to be very, very good.
Noel, what do you think? How do you see this market? You think this sell-off has legs or no?
It's not surprising, Maria, that after gains of 7 to 8% on the major indices, that the market pauses.
Sure.
And news like the subprime, news like housing will certainly do that. I think if we come in at the end of this year with strong single digits, 8-9% earnings growth, the market will look at that quite favorably, and we can see modest gains from here to the end of the year in areas like large cap, in areas like growth stocks.
Now, we were just a moment ago hearing from Drew about the emerging markets. Do you also want to be looking around the world and try to tap into the growth that we're seeing in some of the emerging markets? Do you still like international, Noel?
There's no doubt that if you look at companies with sustainable earnings, those who've got the ability to export through the weak dollar are going to do well. Look at companies like McDonald's, look at Pepsi, those sort of companies, Nike, exposed to overseas markets, global growth going to be higher than in the domestic UK market. So if companies are exposed to that and they've got sustainable earnings, those companies, Maria, are the ones which are likely to do well for the rest of this year.
The subprime fallout has certainly impacted the financials. We're looking at selling in that group pretty strong today. We've got stocks like Lehman Brothers down 4 2/3%, Citigroup right now down 1.25%, JP Morgan also weaker by 2.5%. Of the financials right here, Drew.
Well, what they're searching for is the bottom of the pool, and when you don't know how deep it is, you assume it's 400 feet. At some point, all this is going to be exposed to us about really what the depth of the subprime lending issue is. And once you find the bottom of the pool, then your concerns will slowly move away. And so the markets, when they don't have all the information, they can't discount all the bad news yet. So they're just waiting to get all the news out.
So as an investor, what are you doing with financials? Would you want to own them, or you want to stay on the sidelines right here?
Well, it's a problem even for good banking stocks. You know, their spreads aren't particularly favorable right now, so it's just sort of a soft patch. And so it's really, at some point, it's going to probably take the Fed to take the pressure off these and move rates down and get optimism moving for financial stocks again. So probably, you know, just don't overweight them, certainly at this point.
All right. Well, that certainly is the pressure on the market today. Gentlemen, good to have you with us. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We will see you soon. We've got